Hafa-day, I'm Nestor Licanta with the Pacific Daily News. Here are today's top stories from the PDN Newsroom. With a fiscal year 2025 budget too small to cover water or power bills, the Guam Department of Education's finance team is set to meet this week to sort out how to contain its costs, says GDOE Superintendent Eric Swanson. The budget bill passed Friday by lawmakers would provide $256 million to GDOE for fiscal 2025, about $10 million more than the current fiscal year. But that number is still well short of the historically big $303 million the school district asked for. According to Swanson, the big difference for fiscal 25 will be that the hundreds of millions of dollars pumped into GDOE during the COVID-19 pandemic will no longer be around, while the district's rising expenses continue forward. The current budget level that's being put forward in the legislature will pay for non-federal employees with their wages and benefits. It will pay some of our contracts and none of our utilities, Swanson said. In other news, pilots from Japan Airlines will be conducting training on Guam through the end of the week, according to the Guam International Airport. On Monday morning, JAL planes could be seen flying repeatedly over Chalampago Orda before circling back to the direction of the airport. The activity was part of regularly scheduled training for JAL pilots, with training cohorts progressing to actual piloting a Boeing 767 aircraft. Guam's airport has been the host of the JAL training since 2013. Finally, after more than a decade in court, a lawsuit over the master concession contract at the AB-1 Pad Guam International Airport will go back to trial this week. Luxury retailer DFS Guam has been suing the airport since 2014, with the company arguing it should have rightfully been awarded the $154 million contract for prime space at the airport that instead went to Lotte Duty Free. Airport management has defended the legality of the Lotte award for a decade. The bench trial is scheduled to start Wednesday, September 4th. The Guam Environmental Protection Agency will buy a tire shredder to deal with the mountain of tires that sits on the Dededo property where the agency plans to move. Guam EPA has plans to build a new headquarters on the 9-acre property that was formerly the Dededo Solid Waste Transfer Facility, but it has to clean up a pile of as many as 50,000 used tires on the site. The old transfer station was closed in 2015, but dumping continued at the location illegally, the Pacific Daily News reported in 2021. GEPA Administrator Michelle Lastimosa at a Thursday board meeting said that the agency has the green light to buy a shredder to deal with the tires. In other news, the good nature of islanders is often taken advantage of by fraudsters and scammers, according to Jolie Chung, a fraud expert and vice president of First Hawaiian Bank's Enterprise Operational Risk Division. Residents of Guam and the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas, much like Hawaiians, tend to be trusting towards strangers who offer help and avoidant of confrontation. Chung told members of the Guam Chamber of Commerce at a meeting last week. "We want to be able to take you in and give you good hugs and thank you so much for helping," said Chung. "We're very cooperative. That's what makes us different, but unfortunately that's exactly what these fraudsters prey off," she said. Finally, a couple pleaded guilty to firearms charges and Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, fraud charges and will be sentenced in December, according to recently unsealed federal court documents. On September 14, 2022, Antonio and Christina Tovis were indicted on 4 counts of wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and unauthorized use, transfer, acquisition, alteration, or possession of SNAP benefits. In total, the couple received about $40,864 in fraudulent SNAP benefits over 5 years, according to documents. The couple pleaded guilty to the charges and also pleaded guilty to separate firearms charges after federal agents executed arrest warrants and found the weapons, according to court documents. For more of these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.